Sorry for the awkward intro there, but it's nothing you're not used to by now if you've watched all my stuff. Anyway, welcome back to another Ultimate Fighter episode review. This is for episode 5 of season 23. This episode being called Battle of the Brits, and for good reason, because we do have two British fighters out of the three actually in there fighting against each other, which means sadly only one can win. But and we're just kind of gonna cut the crap and get right into it. So first of all, Joanna invites Carla Esparza, who she actually beat to get the Straw Hotel from, to help give her team some pointers, which she does because, like, she is a former strawweight champion. She won season 19 of the Ultimate Fighter, I think, if my math is correct. Yeah, it should be 19, and she actually really helped them specifically with some good wrestling stuff, which was especially helpful to Helen Harper, who is the one representing Team Joanna in the fight. And just give me a second. There we go. Just wanted to close my door. My head's like covering the coat. Anyway, there's a weird noise. It's really windy now. Anyway, Carla gives some really good pointers, and we'll see if it pays off. And we move on from, a nice sort of, upbeat kind of happy moment to a not so upbeat, not so happy moment as Abdel from Team Claudia. Okay, here's the thing. Whenever the fight is going to the Ultimate Fighter house, they're allowed no contact at all with the outside world unless it's normally a 100% emergency. I think the first instance of this happening was TUF season 15 when Michael Chiesa got the phone call that his dad died but lived long enough to see him fight to get into the house. This one not as inspiring, but still pretty freaking dramatic. This is a very sad episode. I'm just going to forewarn you. Abdel gets a call from his wife, who says she will straight up divorce him if he doesn't leave the show. And this is nothing to do with the whole Muslim religion thing, because, as I mentioned in my review of the second episode as they were going into the house, his religion was why he didn't want to share the room with the other girls. And, very respectful of that. I like that. But this was because he apparently did something bad before going to fight for the house. Something that could very well change how, if he fights at all in the next episode. Because judging by, the male to female fighter ratio, the only two male fighters left that haven't fought are Josh Stansbury and Abdel. So could Josh fight someone else in the next episode? We don't know. But it was a very serious moment. Abdel's wife was swearing up an absolute storm because he'd done something horrible. He didn't disclose what it was, so I have no clue. I can only hazard a guess, but I don't want to really accuse him of anything because I can't think of anything too, there are things I can think of, but I don't want to say them. But yeah, it's kind of gonna suck. I mean, he's not really one of my favorites in the house, but if he does leave, it'll be the first time that a fighter has had to leave the Ultimate Fighter, not due to injury, illness, or being unable to make weight, because that's something that's happened before in the Ultimate Fighter. But yeah, excuse me. It's kind of a difficult moment. We move on from that to one more inspiring. I like it when we get to find out why these fighters fight, and we found out why Helen Harper fights, and the reason was because, a few years prior to coming to the show, she was in a relationship with an abusive dickbag. I apologize for my use of the word dickbag, but if you abuse anybody, you're a fucking dickbag. I'm not going to apologize for my language there. It's really horrible, and it took a while to realize she was in a toxic relationship, as it does for most. It happens to most victims of domestic abuse. They take a while to realize that they're under something. It's amazing how the format has changed. Oh, I was talking about fights, and I'm talking about something actually a lot more serious. But no, she took up fighting as a way to defend herself. Then she left his ass, thank God, and started looking out for herself, which more power to her, really. More power to Helen. And we move on from that to the fight itself. And holy fuck! Despite the drama of the episode, this fight was exciting as hell. I am not kidding. This is easily the fight of the season for me so far. Both girls gave it their all, without a doubt. I mean, the striking was very, very much on par. Obviously, Lanchana had the edge because she's got Thai blood in her because of her father's from Thailand. She's very well practiced in the clinch and the Muay Thai. Very, very good striker. And Helen Harper described her own style in this episode in particular as a bulldozer. She just goes for it really without thinking. And it made for a very exciting fight. The first round was very close. I give it to Lanchana. The second round, I also close. I would give it to Helen without doubt because specifically for at the end when she had Lanchana the ground, started landing really good ground and pound, and it went to a third round. I don't know why I held it for 5. There's only 3 rounds left in the Ultimate Fight. It went to a third round, and despite how well I thought Harper did, it's now 4-0 for Team Claudia as Lanchana won. And I'm looking a bit sad at that because I honestly thought that Helen won the fight personally. And okay, my main issue isn't that she didn't win, but it's that apparently the victory was by unanimous decision for Lanchana. I don't see it as unanimous, and if I do, I see the numbers being very close, like 29-28. I think that's what the judges were going for. But I personally think, at least if she did win, at least a split decision. More controversial, but more believable in my eyes. I don't think it was unanimous at all. But, there's really not much else I can say on the matter, to be honest. It really was a great fight, though. Holy crap. Fight of the season, without doubt. I just remembered my earlier prediction was wrong, as there were two other male fighters who had not fought yet, which are explained in Dana, and that was the match announced for the next episode. So, yeah, I guess the reason I didn't focus on was because I'm not too interested in either. I'm a lot more interested in Just Hansberry and kind of more interested in Abdel, mostly for the drama that surrounded him in the episode. But there is one thing I wanted to bring up about that. Not him, like about the drama. After the win, Team Claudia starts celebrating like crazy, and Claudia, being the respectful person she is, goes over to the red corner, so shake everyone's hand. Then when she gets to Joanna, she straight up moves her hand back. She doesn't smooth her hair like that, she just and does that pretty much. She just sticks out and like, I'm not going to shake your hand. And I just thought, okay, Claudia, why are you poking the bear so much on this? I can understand that, Joanna obviously needs more work in the social skills department, but you're honestly acting no better right now. I mean, this is obviously stuff you're probably never going to see, and I'll never say it to your face because you'll, choke me out within 2 seconds, and I'll probably be dead. But come on, I mean, you're kind of acting. I don't want to use the word hypocrite because that's not the right word. That's the only one that I can think of right now, so I'll have to do. I really hope she doesn't see this. I'll get my ass kicked. Like, I'll get it kicked through my head. That's how bad I'll get beaten by Claudia if she watches this. Anyway. Well, that is it for this review, but not it for the video because, oh, by the way, good, very, very good episode. I enjoyed it. But I've actually finished writing now for my first episode of Backtracking. So all that's left now to do is shoot the video and then edit it. I don't know when that'll come out. I'm hoping somewhere in. I'm going to give myself a non-specific deadline, but somewhere during the middle of next month. So somewhere in June-ish. I could get it done sooner, I could get it done later, I'm not really sure. It depends on where the chips fall. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode, I hope you enjoyed my review of it, and I'll see you all in the next video. So yeah, just take care of yourselves. Bye bye. I don't know why I did the Tom Scott salute, that's motive. Bye.